Hi guys, this is LT Survival with my son. We're gonna talk today, at the same time I'm teaching to my son, doing these video, the survival series that I've started. So this is chapter 4. It will be another acronym, so stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay, all of you remember the first two acronyms we talked about. STOP, which was stop, think, observe, and plan. And Plan M, which is the plan of the stop, which we embedded in it, which is protection, location, acquisition, navigation, and medical. So these acronyms can be all incorporated into the survival acronym. Survival acronym is an old acronym used by the military. Many manuals of the military got the acronym survival. It's quite tough to remember every single part of survival, so make yourself a card with all the acronyms so you can zoom on that one, okay, and use all of the item in the card. So when you want, after the video is over, stop on that and reproduce the card, put it in your wallet. This is the best guarantees you can have in survival if you've ever become in a survival situation. So the word survival, okay, is divided by all the letter as usual. S stand for size up. Size up your environment, size up and everything. And with the cadets, we use the word stop. So we want to make sure the cadets stop. And you should also. So my modification on this part is size up and stop. Size up your environment. That means stay there. See what's happening. See where you are in relation to where you should be and what you should do. You stop, use the acronym stop, think, observe, plan. Plan M. On that, if you wish, at this point, it is the second word of the acronym. Okay. In the military, we use undue haste makes waste. If you go fast, you'll waste energy, you'll waste time. But you can stop and then use the acronym stop at this point. So undue haste make wastes. So stop, S-T-O-P, and you can divide all the acronym again. So that way you can take the time needed to think about your situation, make your plan, and plan your escape. R is remember where you are. It is really in relation of thinking and stop. Where you are, what you do, okay? Where you were supposed to go, what is the landmark coming into. You should also try to figure out where you should be going. So I guess we got a motorboat coming in by in the back. Yep. So the other letter, the first R, is remember where you are, okay? Then you have got the first V. V, vanquish fear and pain and panic, okay? As you remember, fear and panic can be your worst situation when you're in survival. It will make you do bad decisions. It will make you waste energy, and you will be losing the battle. Okay. The first I, the I of survival is improvised. One of the biggest rules of survival is your ability to improvise. Can you make a fireboard with the tools and a spindle? Okay. Can you, that's a work in progress. Can you make fire? Do you have matches? Do you have the appropriate equipment? Do you have a knife with you? Okay? Do you have anything that will help you to improvise? You've got to be, the second V is value living. Why do we need to value the living? Well, if you're desperate enough not to value your own life, then you will lose. You will lose it. You will lose everything. Self-explanatory, often forgotten, but if you value living, then you can survive. And it's one of the first steps your body has to decide. Are you going to try to survive against all else or not? If you're not thinking that you will survive, you will not. The A on survival is act like the native. Why do we say that? And why, for most people, the native is important? Well, most Aboriginal population have techniques for their own environment. They do have what you can act, the act that you can use to survive. The people living in the north compared to the North American Indian, compared to desert people in Africa, and compared to many, they all have skill set that you may need to succeed in survival. So study what they do, study what they learn, study what they use as techniques to survive in the environment you want to survive. I live in Canada, so we do have the North American Indians, but we do have also the Eskimo up north. So it's two different populations, two different skill sets. And up north is not the same thing as, even though we're north here, it's more of it's a different forest than what we find way higher or way lower in Canada. And east to west has its own variants. So you got to adapt in function of your environment. So you prepare your survival in environment you will be eventually. So if you expect to be in desert, you should own your skill on desert environment and learn what the native locally do to survive. Do they carry special equipment with them? Do they carry a tent? Do they carry stuff to give themselves shelter? That is important, because this is the base where you're going to do your survival, is in doing like the natives. Which brings us to the final letter, the L. Well, and that also includes what we're doing with Act Like the Native, is live by your wits. But for now, learn the basic. And that's where my channel logo, or not logo, but motto comes from. Okay, learn the basic to survive tomorrow. Okay, this is what it means. Is you have to learn the basic now, so that later when the survival situation arrives, you will have the skill set to survive in the environment you are. So if you're not making the decision right now to learn what's needed to make a fire, once you're in deep trouble, you will need to know how to make a fire. If you never learned it, well, you might never be able to start one, because you won't have the necessary knowledge to apply to the new environment. So this is very important, because it is the last one in the skill, but in reality it is the first one. You've got to learn the basic first. If you don't know the basics, everything else is going to be way harder, because you will waste energy by making mistakes, which you could avoid and save yourself so much trouble. It also applies just before you leave. What are you bringing with you? This is the basic. you've got to pack your bags with essential: a knife, a water bottle, food, match. Even though you're going only on a day hike in a pre-established path, it might be necessary eventually if you have a broken legs. If you haven't, we have to change the battery. So if you have a broken legs, you might just need to correct the situation with what you have. If you have to spend the night there, you need clothing. So it's all things you have to prepare. So this is the acronym. This is survival. It is a complex acronym. Hopefully you're going to be able to use it, keep it in your wallet, as I said before. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.